Hey guys, it's Yaz with 𝗪𝗪𝗡𝗧, and today we're here to go over an entire build on this newest giveaway. This is RS56. It's a 2024 F150 Single Cab that comes along with $50,000 in cash. Let's go over all the cosmetic changes we've made to this vehicle, and then we'll dive into all the goodies, all the performance mods that we've done to this as well. Generally, this is an XL model. They come very basic. So of course we had to spice it up. We did change the grille over to an XLT conversion here, a little more open here. And we also did a lot of paint work on this. As you can tell, the hood, this is an RK Sport hood. It's a fiberglass cowl hood. We had paint matched in that white. And then typically, if you guys are into these trucks, you see a lot of folks will do the paint match surrounding on the grille here, the color of the vehicle. We wanted to do things a little different. So we decided to go with a blackout here and follow it through with the headlight tint to make it kind of dark on the outside and bring it in and have this front end done in white. And of course we had the front emblem done in white as well with the gloss black, kind of tie it all in. Down here you can see we have a front spoiler. This was made by 𝗪𝗔𝗡𝗧 USA, which we also had paint matched. This bumper, normally they come in chrome. We had it paint matched as well. We have our sweet 𝗪𝗪𝗡𝗧 antenna there, bullet antenna. You can pick this up on our website, 𝗪𝗪𝗡𝗧.com. Get your entries for this truck. Now along the sides here, we have the Ford Performance vents here in the gloss black. Now the door handles were also paint matched. Up top here, we have 𝗪𝗔𝗡𝗧 USA roof spoiler, also paint matched in that Oxford white. Up here, we have a brand new Retrax bed cover. It is electric, so you are able to control it on a remote here. As you can tell, you have the O and the C. We have open and close. I'll show you guys real quick. We have open and we have close. Very nice touch. Now that we're here, we do have the battery inside of the bed in here. It has relocated to the back, and I'll show you guys why later. Now on the back here, we also added a tailgate spoiler here, done in satin black to match, the bed caps here. This is also made by 𝗪𝗔𝗡𝗧 USA. We also threw in a paint match emblem to match the front one, the gloss black with the white as well. Can't forget this right here. So this we purchased from Coyote Direct. It's a kit made by Mike Thomas Fabrication. He created the bracketry. We got the shroud parachute to go with it. This is a cable that releases the parachute. This is a safety pin. If you're going down the track, you would take off the safety pin and leave nothing but this release cable. And I'll show you guys how it works inside. We do have a handle in there, which I'll show you guys later. Now this rear bumper was also paint matched. This also came in chrome, so we had that painted to match the rest of the vehicle. Now let's get into the wheels. We do have the same wheel setup all the way around, 4 corners. This is a 4-wheel drive truck. Now we did go with a pretty aggressive tire. This is a Mickey Thompson ET Street R. It is a radial drag tire. It is safe to drive on the road, but ideally, it's made for the drag strip. Now we paired it up with a Weld Street Performance wheel here. This is called the Ventura 6. It is originally a 5-lug design, which they recreated when these trucks got pretty popular. Now, as you can tell, our valve covers here, our valve caps are off. That's because we're constantly adjusting the air pressure right now on all 4 corners while we're tuning this thing and dialing it in for you guys. And now let's get into the fun. We'll get into the goodies. The best part for me is all the performance stuff we've done to this truck. So I'm gonna pop open the hood here and we'll show you what's under the hood. All right guys, so here it is. This is our nice RK Sport fiberglass hood. As you can tell, it was finished all the way through. Probably what you all been waiting for is all the details on this bad boy. I'm gonna get into everything I can for you guys, give you the whole rundown on this whole entire combo here. So right away, can't miss it. We got turbos. This vehicle obviously does not come with turbos. This is the factory V8, 5-liter, also known as the Coyote motor, which we threw on some twin turbos here. So to go over everything, this kit was designed by Midnight Performance and Velocity. They're a shop out of Texas. They call this the Daylight Performance Kit. We love it. Makes great power, and it can make even more power. We're at 1,100 horsepower. I think these things are rated for 2,000 horsepower. We have on the front here, these are Velocity stacks made by King Tay. They're carbon fiber. They also provide a little protection there against any rocks or anything that could damage that turbine wheel in there. Now the turbos are Turbo Smart. They're 6466s, and they're paired with Turbo Smart 45mm wastegates here on each side. Anything that could have potential to be damaged by heat has been wrapped in like a heat shield. Heat shielding all throughout everywhere. You can see it everywhere there. This is a nice titanium wrap. Actually doesn't get very hot at all. We have turbo blankets on the back of both turbos here. They actually don't get hot at all. We drove about 15 minutes here, and here I am touching it, no problem. Now for the intake manifold here, guys, as you can tell, this is much taller. This definitely doesn't come on this engine at all. This is a Boss 302 intake that was ported and boost proofed by 1320 Junkie. He basically takes the stock intake and polishes it out inside, makes it nice and smooth so everything flows a lot better. And he also does the reinforcing to handle much more boost. I think it's about 26 PSI of boost. And we also opted for this nice carbon fiber lid that you can also choose on his website there. And then for fueling, you can see a little bit of the fuel rails here. We chose Snow Performance for everything. So in the fuel tank, we do have 3 pumps to make sure we have enough fuel to run all the PSI necessary. Now we did go with Fuel Injector Clinic injectors. It does have 1440cc injectors because we are tuned on E85. Obviously E85 needs a lot more flow, so we wanted to make sure we had big enough injectors to handle that flow. This is another upgrade we have. This is also a daylight coolant tank. Sure, we could have left the plastic one, but doesn't look as nice. And with this being aluminum, obviously it's going to handle a lot more heat than the stock one would. Doesn't get as nasty. This obviously looks good and nice and sleek in there. So we made sure to add this on there as well. Now up front here, this is made by Cobb Tuning. This is considered the Cobb Redline. This is a carbon fiber radiator shroud here that we have to add a little taste and tie in with the velocity stacks and our intake lid there. Now up front, as you can tell here, we have that intercooler nicely stuffed in there. As you can see, a lot of people are able to see this, you know, when we pull up to the gas stations, they always ask, you know, what's that up front there? It is a nice intercooler to obviously cool down the whole turbo system here. Now on the side, guys, here's a little more we added. I'll show you guys this inside, but this is part of the boost controller here. This handles how much boost you want to throw at this vehicle. I'll show you how that looks inside. And then over here we have our Snow Performance fuel regulator that handles all the pressure we need to throw at this as well. And down here, you can't see it too well, but this is a dual catch can kit made by On3 Performance. We made sure we added that on there as well. For the transmission, we added the B&M locking transmission dipstick to make it easy. These normally come with a very short dipstick that's underneath. It's kind of like a bolt style where you do have to loosen it with a wrench and you have to check it down there. This makes it easy, or we can just go under the hood here and check our fluid levels here. Make it very easy. Now normally you would have the battery here. When you buy the Daylight Turbo Kit, it does come with a battery relocation for the back. This is kind of the hub. This is where we have all the wiring that then goes to the back. Now as you can tell, we do use very nice wiring for everything. This is the fuel pump module here, the relay modules, everything's on here. We do have a kill switch, and we do run 1/0 wire all the way to the battery in the back there to provide enough power for everything that's needed to make this vehicle function properly. Now this does have a different thermostat. It is running a Mishimoto 160-degree thermostat, which was also, you know, done with the tuning to make sure that this stays cool properly and just remains at a cooler temperature at all times. Something else I want to touch base on, why we chose this kit. These guys use 321 stainless steel. Most typical cheaper kits use 304 stainless steel. That becomes very brittle. It can't handle heat as well as the 321. 321 is stainless steel that has titanium added onto it, or, you know, mixed in there. So it can handle a lot more heat cycles and won't become brittle. It's a lot lighter of a product as well. So that's why we chose Daylight. They're also #1 right now in the nation for the fastest truck, so why not use them? So that's it under the hood here, guys. Obviously the treble kit comes down into a custom piping. We had pipe cut. It is stainless steel throughout. As you can tell, we opted to put it right in front of the rear tire there. And throughout you can see it's pipe cut, no mandrel bends. This is not made with a machine. This is all hand done, cut and welded to be exactly where we want it. Sounds really nice and obviously provides enough flow for what we need it to do. Now for suspension, I don't really think you could see it, but we did go with a Ride-Tech suspension. It's a lowering kit with coilovers in the front and adjustable dampening in the rear on the shocks there. Now this is considered the 3-inch in the front, 5-inch in the rear drop. We decided to go with about 3 inches lower in the front, 5.5 inches in the rear to give it a more level look. Now we also opted for other upgrades like the Ride-Tech traction bars in the rear to eliminate any wheel hopping or anything that could potentially break. It does also have the Ride-Tech upgraded sway bars front and rear. We can't show you right now, but underneath the bed here we did mount a transmission cooler made by Power by the Hour. It's a very nice kit, one of the nicest kits we can get our hands on. Now it does have an extra little cooling fins on there along with a fan. Now the fan is kicked on by a sensor. The sensor kicks on when it reaches 160 degrees and it immediately starts cooling down the transmission. And then with all this power done, we had to upgrade the transmission, of course. Our friends over at RSA Race Solutions did an awesome job. We opted for a stage 3 built transmission capable to handle 1,300 plus wheel horsepower. We also paired that with Circle D torque converter. We went with the Billet Pro Series torque converter to handle all the power that we can possibly throw at this truck, or you could possibly throw at this truck. So we've gone over all the cosmetics and all the performance mods that you can see from the outside. Let's get inside and we'll show you a couple things that we've added to the interior here. All right guys, for interior here. So typically these single cabs are meant for work really. So of course they do have the ugly little 3 seats here with the little fold down bench seat in the middle here that no one really uses. So of course we had to upgrade that. We went with an OEM center console here to tie it all in. This is obviously a very nice upgrade. You get fixed cup holders here. You also get 2 more cup holders here. You get plenty of space inside. And of course we needed a spot to mount our parachute handle here, which we'll go over. Now the seats, typically they're gonna be like a gray cloth. We didn't really like them, so we made sure to go with a cat skin leather here with the same gray stitching to match the rest of the interior here. These are very nice quality seats. They feel very comfortable as well. And let's dive into some more items here that we've changed. For the steering wheel here, we have a Ford Performance Raptor steering wheel. These trucks typically don't come with the paddle shifters, so we did have to get the Ford Performance steering wheel, and we did add a harness to make it able to shift with these paddle shifters. Now as you can tell, typically the Raptors will have the Raptor logo here. We made sure to use the OEM trimming here to keep it all original and kind of tie it in with the rest. Obviously didn't want it to say Raptor, it's not a Raptor. Now for this is Motion Raceworks parachute release handle here. So you are able to pull it forward. This would obviously pop your parachute, and whenever you're done, obviously you move it back. We do have our Turbo Smart eBoost 2. This is an electronic boost controller, and we mounted this on a 3D, I think it's made by Cars Deluxe. This is their 3D printed boost gauge holder here. So here it is, guys. I'll show you guys how this works, but basically you can go through the settings here and kind of set up different boost levels as wanted. You know, if you want a map with 5 psi, 10 psi, 15 psi, this is capable of doing it while you're driving, or if you want to pull over and change it, probably safer way to do it. That's what I would recommend. Now for the infotainment system here, let's turn it on so you guys can see. This has a very nice 12-inch touch screen. It has all the features, of course. You do get Android Auto, you do get the CarPlay. I do believe these also released a new update you guys can add on here for it to run YouTube while you're parked, and you can see, you know, all your favorite videos. You can watch this very video on this screen when you're parked and you guys win it here. Now it does have a nice digital cluster here. It reads everything you need it to, of course, and you can set up a couple different things, like if you wanted to, you know, keep it on the gas mileage, whatever's needed here. Now right here, as you can tell, you have your different modes. Now this goes through and you'll have your normal mode, you'll have your towing mode, you'll have your eco, you'll have a sport, and of course you'll also have a couple more. Let's see, looks like off-road and slippery. That's meant to use for wet, icy, snowy conditions. This is a four-wheel drive truck, so of course we launch it in four-wheel drive. You're able to pull over, put it in park, put it in four-wheel drive, turn off the traction control, and basically let her rip. And that's pretty much it. It is pretty simple in here, but we did decide to add a couple touches to make it feel a little more luxurious. But this is a daily drivable race truck, really. So, you know, we like to really focus on the exterior and provide the best mods that we're able to get our hands on. So we did spend a lot of money on making sure we got the best parts to put this all together and make it a nice, reliable, daily drivable race truck for you guys. All right, guys, so that wraps it up for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed watching this video as much as we enjoyed making it for you guys. Now remember, this is an 1100 horsepower truck. This is our fastest vehicle we've ever given away. This has the most power we've ever given away. It's a 2024 F-150 single cab, four-wheel drive that comes with $50,000 in cash. So make sure you head over to our website, grab some entries, and good luck, guys.